There is something I really love when a character refuses to hide their powers in school, and it seems many of you have really enjoyed the last video talking about it, and so I decided to bring in more to the table. So welcome you all back to the continuation of 10 anime protagonists that refuse to hide their powers at school. If you are new around here, then please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel with the notifications bell icon turned on to stay up to date with the latest anime news and recommendations right at your doorstep. Now, without keeping you all waiting, let us begin with the video.
だが悪あがきもここまでだ。生すぎりにしてやるぜ。
So how about we start this list off with a huge fan favorite, and that is Chivalry of a Failed Knight, featuring a protagonist known as the F-Rank Blazer. Ikki is one hell of an entertaining protagonist who doesn't use magical powers, and that's mainly the reason why he is the lowest ranked of everyone else in the academy. Even though he defeated the A-ranked Queen Stella in a duel, a lot of people were actually shocked with this result. This anime was created by both Studio Nexus and Silverlink in 2015, and was one of the most beloved series back then, and to this day, people have been really asking for a sequel. It is just so entertaining watching everyone think Ikki is the weakest, as he proves to everyone and the whole world that he is actually the strongest one. Even though he can't use magic, he has other abilities that make up that he's, you know, just a worthy challenger overall.
2年間待った甲斐があったぞ。
Next up on the list is Dragonar Academy, and this is a pretty cool underrated anime about an academy where people and their dragons fight together, train, and learn advanced techniques. However, one student among everyone else doesn't really have his dragon yet, and people see him as a complete weakling at first because he doesn't have his own pet. Developed by C Station, and while they're not really the best studio, their most valuable work was actually Eurocamp, which is a great slice-of-life camping anime so many people loved and enjoyed. Now, this anime here, while it's a little, generic, which involves a harem and, some battles and a lot of plot, meaning, ecchi moments, it didn't really strike me as an exceptional, partly because, I have watched hundreds of similar anime, but, I've gotten used to it at this point, and that's why I've watched and completed this anime. But if you're looking for a cool protagonist fighting with badass armor alongside his own dragon, then this is exactly what you're looking for. Seiken no World Break. As a veteran harem watcher like myself, this anime isn't, entirely original in its character personalities. However, it really made it up with its story it has. The protagonist is so cool as well. Even though he's not much of a person who likes attention seeking, he won't hesitate to challenge opponents, especially when it comes to saving those extremely close to him, meaning that he will show his true power when the time is right. Despite a lot of cliche characters, it has a decent story behind it, which is a huge redeeming factor as it builds up a lot into the harem aspect of the show, which can get repetitive, but the story does help out a lot. Now, this anime was made by Studio Dio Media in 2015, bringing, some good entertainment to watching a badass protagonist put in some work and fight tough opponents to save the world from a massive disaster. Absolute duo. It goes without saying that, a lot of people just forget about anime as the years goes by, but how about a little reminder on how enjoyable this anime was when I first watched it. Created by Studio 8-Bit in 2015, I like the fact that this plot consists of mainly two Avengers seeking power to avenge their loved ones who died. It may be cliche, but it works well. For some, I guess, because a lot of people didn't actually like the anime. Now, the series actually consists of fairly good protagonist, who is the only shield user in the entire school, and many underestimate his attacking capabilities, even though to enter the school in the first place, you have to take part in an exam, which is to fight an opponent, and the loser is expelled in the end, and he ended up winning! So tons of action await you in the Absolute Duo, so give it a try and see what you all think.
ユリエの力になりたい。だから俺とデュオになってくれ。バイズブラッド。
Ah yes, Undefeated Bahamut Chronicles, the famous ecchi harem series taking place in a prestigious all-girls school academy and only one male, and I think you already know where this is heading. Studio Lurch made this anime in 2016, and the genre is what I mentioned that, you know, they together result in an anime style that usually do not please the audience. That's the big problem here. When you first see this anime, you think, yeah, this is the kind of cliche anime that every anime season has, but in my personal opinion, it actually worked very well in terms of this anime executing it so well, featuring a protagonist, the weakest undefeated, the prince of a nation. He may be hiding his identity, but he does reveal it later on, including his insane power as a drag knight. I would definitely say the strongest stage with the weakest crest is not that much of a great anime, but more on the side of it being decent, but just be aware of how extremely generic the story can really get. If you want a comparison to this anime, we can compare it to another anime called Misfits of Demon King Academy, which is pretty much a similar plot and yet managed to be just a breath of fresh air in how almost stale power fantasy genre. Matthias is a protagonist isekai with the weakest crest in the world due to it specializing in magic, and in the world that he is in, magic has been pretty much declining, but even so, he can easily make it look overpowered because it simply just works that way. He may be a Kirito lookalike with girls falling for him, and you may find it entertaining as he constantly destroys demons who invade the school grounds, as that is what occurs a lot in the show and can get quite repetitive. But give it a go and you might enjoy it. Maybe. Now we're moving on to an anime series that is quite underrated, but despite it being that way, it is truly one of the better shonen-focused anime that you could possibly watch. Well, Trigger is an amazing anime, really balanced out as everything is explained very well and you can't question anything about any scene due to how well it was executed in production. People, however, did drop it early on, and well, it could have been due to its art style that gradually gets better on the course of its 3 seasons. Studio TV Asahi made it back in 2014. World Trigger starts off quite slow since the first season is long with over 70 episodes, which is, you know, a lot to take in at first, but a protagonist as good as Kuga and how powerful he really is, it's definitely worth checking out so you don't miss out on the wonders that this boy can do. Now this is an anime here that is called Vermeil In Gold. It's very brand new, airing this current season, which is almost coming to an end, but having it on this list to recommend, you know, I just found it very enjoyable in the first place. You have a protagonist named Alto. He is the only character who is unable to get a familiar, as he is bad at magic overall, but after being able to summon a demon, a very powerful demon sealed away in a book from the library, he has obtained tremendous amounts of power and mana thanks to the demon named Vermeil. Nobody knows that she's a demon, but on the other hand, many know of Alto and how powerful he really is for beating a student council member and also scoring immensely high on a magic exam, and maybe quite ecchi with the moments and spending time with Vermeil since, you know, she is, well, very attractive. However, you will get a lot of entertainment from its engaging storyline.
踏み込みが甘い。
How about this time an anime series that has a student who is said to be the next demon lord upon entering the school, and everyone in the school begins to fear what he may become. This anime is called Demon King Daimaou. Created by Studio Artland in 2010, this anime had the time when, you know, the most badass protagonist was, and I loved how the characters, the effects, and the environment were drawn. I'm just in general, you know, quite a big fan of the demon lore trope, because usually a lot of the protagonists are meant to be dominant and badass.
僕もバカな手に引っ掛けられるのは嫌いだ。気持ちはわかるよ。
This is also a great starter Demon Lord anime for anyone who wishes to get into the genre, so please give it a go if you haven't yet. And now, finally, to end off this list, I'm recommending to all of you is Full-Time Magister, which is a Chinese anime series with a very overpowered protagonist who wields two super rare and powerful elements, which is fire and thunder. Meanwhile, everyone else in school only has one single element. Well, everyone knows exactly just how powerful the protagonist is, since, you know, after taking a little quick element test to awaken it, people found out immediately. Even when it comes to some badass arena battles and people watching, his power is just on another level compared to everyone else. This anime has 6 seasons in total, so much content and story to enjoy with a protagonist who will absolutely destroy and shred through opponents with ease. Definitely worth a watch and a chance for people to actually get into Chinese anime. Looks like you just made it to the end of the video and witnessed 10 anime protagonists that refuse to hide their powers at school. If I've managed to leave any anime out in particular that you thought would be a great addition on the list, then please let me know in the comment section down below, as I'd love to hear your very own opinion, or just comment down below what you thought about the video in general, as I'd always appreciate the feedback. So please enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one.